Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has asked an appeals court to throw out criminal charges against him.
He turned to YouTube last night, calling his securities fraud-related legal troubles politically motivated. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in our Dallas newsroom with more on this story. Sean.
Steve, for the indicted Attorney General, everything hinges on whether an appeals court decides the grand jury was not selected properly. The trial judge, Judge Gallagher, has already said no to Paxton's claim. So now his attorneys have turned to a higher court, hoping for a favorable ruling.
Good morning.
Attorney General Ken Paxton hoping it would be good in the Fifth Court of Appeals. His attorneys arguing the indictments against him related to securities fraud should be thrown out because of how the grand jury that indicted Paxton was impaneled.
The fact is that any grand jury that was impaneled using a volunteer system in Texas is illegal.
Matea telling the 9 justices that when the grand jury that indicted Paxton was selected, Judge Chris Oldner asked those in the pool who wanted to serve, and that's how they were chosen. Matea says that makes the grand jury no good and their indictments no good.
The legislature has basically said there's kind of like a cookie-cutter approach that judges need to take, and they need to go through grand juror by grand juror whether or not they're qualified to serve. And in this case, it simply did not happen.
Chief Justice Carolyn Wright queried Matea, if the court decides that this grand jury is void, then every case decided by this grand jury is also void, and every case in the state where a judge has asked grand jurors to volunteer would also be void. Matea responded, yes, absolutely. Special prosecutors disagree, saying the panel was random.
Because you ask for volunteers, it doesn't make it less random. The randomness was in the way that they were brought to the courthouse to begin with and the way that they were assembled in the courtroom.
Paxton, who posted a video last night on his website and YouTube calling his case politically motivated, did talk, but took no questions.
I think my attorneys were able to show some of the flaws in the case, and I just want you to know these are false charges, and we will prevail.
Now, Attorney Bill Matea says, listen, we're ready to go to court on these 2 fraud charges, but we don't think we need to if this appeals court throws out the grand jury's indictment. Expect a ruling somewhere in the next 60 to 90-day range from the Fifth Court of Appeals. Steve, Heather?
Okay, Sean, thanks.
All right.